Yeah, these two. Sonic the Hedgehog and Kintaro Oe. One's the fastest thing alive that stops evil from having its way, the other's a pervert who bikes. Why would I even consider arguing that these two are even alike at all? Well, hang in there. Let's start with the basics of each character. Sonic is a free-spirited, chili dog-eating, anthropomorphic hedgehog with the capabilities of going the speed of sound. He spends most of his time traveling the world, sometimes coming across one of his friends to help him. In the time he's not lounging around, Sonic's fighting the various evils that threaten the world, whether that be Dr. Eggman or literal God. Kintaro Oe is a reader and student of life who travels all over Japan on his bike, often taking jobs wherever he can and learning about the world around him. During his travels, Kintaro tends to meet his greatest strength and weakness: women. Kintaro's vivid imagination can often lead him to be attacked by the women he fantasizes about. Despite this, it also serves as an immense motivator to him, pushing him to his limits even if the odds are against him. At the surface, there aren't any noticeable similarities, aside from both being practically homeless, unless you look deeper. To prove my point, I'm going to use certain moments from both characters. For Sonic, I'm going to source some of the best characterization of the Hedgehog, those being Sonic and the Secret Rings, Sonic and the Black Knight, and Sonic Unleashed. For Kintaro, I've listed my personal favorite episodes, those being Danger, The Virgin's First Love, Swimming in the Sea of Love, and Animation is Fun. Sonic and the Secret Rings follows Sonic being transported to the Arabian Nights by the Genie of the Ring, Shara, who needs Sonic's help to defeat the Eraser Djinn. Forced to collect the 7 world rings after protecting Shara from Eraser Djinn's flaming arrow, Sonic travels around the world of the Arabian Nights alongside Shara. Finally collecting the 7 world ring, it is revealed that Shara intends to give them to Eraser Djinn to get back with them. After some conflict, Shara ultimately dies in Sonic's arms, defending him from the Eraser Djinn. Going dark-spined Sonic, he defeats Eraser Djinn and commands him to grant 3 wishes before sealing him in the lamp he was from. Sonic brings Shara back to life, comforting her of her grief as he wishes for a mountain of handkerchiefs. Why exactly was Sonic and the Secret Rings chosen? The reason is how nicely it ties into Kintaro's story. Episode 3 of Golden Boy, or Danger, The Virgin's First Love, and my personal favorite episode, has Kintaro learning to make noodles for her family. The daughter of the noodle shop owner, Noriko, is a young lady who enjoys making bouquets of flowers, hoping to give one to the person she loves. The plot soon introduces Hiroshi Kagure, a wealthy man with the intention of marrying Noriko. During a late-night walk, Kintaro stumbles upon Hiroshi, who turns out to be with another woman. Following the pair into a parking lot, Kintaro soon learns that Hiroshi plans to marry Noriko and divorce her to take the noodle shop. Kintaro then spends most of the time attempting to intercept any of Hiroshi's advances on Noriko, even upsetting Noriko, who is unaware of Hiroshi's true actions, as she believes that Kintaro doesn't truly know Hiroshi. In one final encounter, Kintaro begs Hiroshi to not continue with this plan, though Noriko witnesses the encounter and learns about what has been going on all along. Before leaving, Kintaro and Noriko exchange one final conversation, with Noriko thanking Kintaro for his kindness. Kintaro, glad that Noriko rejected Hiroshi, hopes that she is able to find her true love, unaware that Noriko has prepared a bouquet for him. Both of these characters strongly resemble one another in how they aid others in even their most personal lives. Sonic helps a genie, who is essentially mistreated in a relationship, stand up to her abuser, while Kintaro, though not admitting it at first, works behind the shadows to prevent a young girl from following a path where she isn't truly loved, just like how Sonic helps Shara. Sonic and Kintaro are forces of good that delve deep into the characters they help, seeing them at their most vulnerable and hoping them become better people because of it. The second main point drives deeper into the point made previously about how Sonic and Kintaro, through their values, change the people around them. But what if that value is challenged? Sonic and the Black Knight starts us off with Merlina the Wizard being chased by the Black Knight's henchmen. In an attempt to ward them off, she summons Sonic the Hedgehog, who promptly defeats them. Sonic then teams up with Caliban, a talking sword, as they go on a quest to defeat the Black Knight, who was once King Arthur before becoming immortal. Upon defeating the Black Knight, Merlina becomes the new queen in an attempt to make her kingdom immortal. Becoming Excalibur Sonic, he defeats Merlina and stops her from transforming her kingdom. Take note of Sonic's conflict with Merlina while we go over to our next portion. Episode 4 of Golden Boy, or Swimming in the Sea of Love, really only known by that one clip that always circulates on the internet, follows Kintaro applying for a job as a swim teacher, only for him to miserably fail trying to swim. Before being kicked out, Kintaro challenges Ayuko Hayami, a swimming coach and Olympic medalist, to a race in a month's time in exchange for Kintaro working there. The challenge is accepted, and Kintaro teaches the little children, which often leads to little to no results as the young students fear the water. Whereas Ayuko and the other instructors use force to reach the specifications of the class, Kintaro opts for another method, teaching by playing. Ayuko, however, finds it immature for the standards she holds the school up to. Despite this, Kintaro does not seem fazed by her reaction and continues his teaching methods. Weeks pass by and Kintaro makes steady progress with both himself and the children he teaches. In a mock race, Kintaro quite literally unleashes the beast, allowing him to catch up with Ayuko. However, Kintaro is beaten up, fired and thrown out of the swim school for unleashing another beast in front of Ayuko. More time passes and classes go on as usual, though Ayuko notices something different. She soon finds out that the other teachers have adopted Kintaro's teaching methods, which have shown great results. Meeting a student and her mother, the parent thanks Ayuko for teaching her daughter to become a better swimmer. The little girl, however, asks where Kintaro is. In a sudden flashback, Ayuko starts to remember when she went to the pool with her father and the happiness that it brought her. Ayuko only begins to mourn that Kintaro is gone now, though she laments one more thing. Kintaro beat her, perhaps not in a race, but as a teacher. In the face of adversity, Sonic and Kintaro stick to their morals. Despite having to confront Merlina himself, Sonic sticks to his belief that the world is finite for a reason. He knows that a life worth living is a life that ends, and he fights for that belief to the very end. Kintaro is very similar, choosing to stick to his teaching methods because he knows how much the children enjoy themselves and progress. Ayuko takes for granted and outright dislikes Kintaro's methods until she herself sees the results when Kintaro is gone. It is only then that she reflects on her harsh teaching and truly remembers why she loved swimming so much, the sheer joy it gave her. Merlina can't truly see the harm that a world that goes on forever has, and it is Sonic who opens her eyes to that realization. Our final point brings us to one of both Sonic and Kintaro's biggest moments, and how it plays a role in not just the person they help, but everyone. Sonic Unleashed launches us into the action as Sonic destroys Eggman's fleet, only to be captured and have the Chaos Emeralds sucked out of him. Eggman then uses the emeralds to shatter the planet into pieces and awaken Dark Gaia, who was previously dormant under the surface of the planet. Falling back to Earth, or Mobius, whatever you'd like to call it, Sonic, in his new Werehog form, stumbles upon Chip, who reveals to Sonic that he doesn't remember anything about himself. As a result, he teams up with Sonic to help put back together the Earth and defeat Eggman. Along the adventure, Sonic and Chip travel the world, meeting people from all sorts of life and fighting the Gaia temples to restore the Chaos Emeralds. Ultimately, Chip regains his memories and is revealed to be the Light Gaia, who is destined to defeat Dark Gaia. Sonic, who goes Super, and Chip, who becomes Light Gaia through the assembly of the Gaia temples, defeat Dark Gaia. Chip then steals both him and Dark Gaia to the Earth, putting the last piece in place. Episode 6, or Animation is Fun, is the last episode of Golden Boy. Kintaro finds himself working for an animation studio that is making a huge project. We are introduced to Chie, a cell painter at the studio. After Kintaro explores the studio and is introduced to several other people who work there, we meet the sponsor of the project and the original author of the soon-to-be film. It is revealed that the studio has a month and a half to finish the work. Kintaro then goes on to explain his ever-increasing workload and gets into several shenanigans. 3 weeks have elapsed and progress has been slow. After a tense discussion with the sponsor and Kintaro's boss, Chie spills the drink on the sponsor, in which Kintaro worsens the situation by trying to clean up the accident. The sponsor then increases the stakes by threatening the company if they don't make the deadline, which is already very tight, and then things get worse.
I want everybody to go back and
Boss,
review.
the director's been hit by a car and is in the hospital.
After the encounter, Kintaro continues his work, only to stop as he sees Chie looking upset. Chie then tells Kintaro that she feels as if her job is unimportant. Kintaro cheers Chie up, telling her that what she does is amazing and not to give up hope. After attempting to cheer up the rest of the team to no avail, Kintaro realizes the solution to all the company's problems. Kintaro promptly calls all of the girls he met in the past 5 episodes, who are more than glad to help Kintaro with whatever he needs. The deadline draws closer as everyone does their part, and eventually it's finished, with the test screening going very well. However, as everyone is about to leave, one of the animators notifies his boss that Kintaro has already left, leading to all the girls running out of the theater to chase after him, except for Chie. When her boss asks why she hasn't left to chase down Kintaro, she says she has a job to do, to give the film an ending. Chie is then seen working in a dark studio and begins to cry, thanking Kintaro for showing her how much she loves her job and how important she truly is, promising that they'll eventually meet again. The way in which the people that have been positively affected by Kintaro and Sonic help them drive forward to find a point of their similarities, their amazing impact. Sonic, alongside helping Chip regain his memory, helps to bring together the pieces of the planet alongside the people that live on it. Sonic's actions help the people he cares for, and that includes everyone. And because of that, he is able to bring everyone together for a common cause. Kintaro, through his love of study and even women, is able to help more than just someone like Noriko or Chie, but everyone surrounding him. Because of how much of a positive influence Kintaro has been to the girls throughout the 5 episodes, they all come together in a final episode to give it their all, just like how Kintaro gave it his all. Sonic the Hedgehog, Kintaro Oe, characters that at a simple glance don't resemble each other in the slightest, and yet it is only when you look into their stories that you can truly see them for who they are. One is the fastest thing alive that travels the world looking for adventure, the other is a student of life who goes around Japan searching for knowledge, only to give more than he takes himself. They aren't characters in the typical sense of the word, rather they are the story that is told. There is often an overlooked aspect about both characters, and that is how each of their stories begin and end. We don't follow Sonic or Kintaro's growth, rather the character they help. Sonic and Kintaro suddenly appear in these people's lives, help them and disappear like the wind in setting sun, leaving only the memory and impact they made on the people around them. It is what makes these characters so unique yet similar. They don't learn morals or lessons because they are just that. Sonic is the wind that blows free, subservient to no one by his own philosophy. Kintaro is the golden boy, one to be admired for his wisdom and ever-going perseverance. This is what makes these characters so great. They are the hope of the world that comes when it needs it most. The shining star that is set ablaze to warm humanity. The complete embodiment of good. That is my analysis of the parallels between Sonic the Hedgehog and Kintaro Oe. Thank you for sticking to the end, and I hope to see you once more.